Hello and welcome to the Perth Blue Baggers pod. My name is Louis, your host.
And I'm Marty on Special Comments.
So today we'll be doing a massive review of the mid-season review of the mid-season, as we're at mid-season. Sorry for stuffing that up. But there's going to be a few different aspects we'll be looking at, and we hope that you find it very informative and analytical, because that's how we go about it here at the Perth Blue Baggers pod. There's really we're going to start off the story of the season. It's a bit of tale of two halves so far.
Well, I guess 9 plus 4, not quite halves, but you get the picture.
It feels like it.
Get the picture. 13 games in we are, and it's a tale of two completely different phases. 9 plus 4. So let's look at the first 9. Repeatedly strong first half performances, and unfortunately fade outs mostly in the second half.
Yeah.
In particular, we blew matches against opponents that we really should have beaten. So for us Blue fans, it's not that pleasant reading, but here we go. Blew 4 goals up against Melbourne in round 3 in the last quarter. Blew a massive lead against North Melbourne in the last quarter. Blew a 3-goal lead at 3-quarter time against the Pies, and blew a 3-goal lead against St Kilda. And I think that was the worst game of the season, actually.
Yeah.
8 straight goals against us in the third quarter. We just fell apart, really. Let's use that as a bit of an example. 8 games in, that was what destroyed what was left of Mark Voss's coaching career.
Yeah.
And yes, we had an improved performance against Brisbane, particularly in the second half. Could have won that match almost. But it was that match against St Kilda which was the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak, in finally leading to his demise, because that was, you couldn't take a lot of positives, unfortunately, out from that match. But it was the culmination of a series of implosions across that period, wasn't it?
Really across his whole tenure, across the 5 years he was in office for, it seemed we would always blow these types of leads. Costed us 2022 final series. 2023 had elements of it early on. 2024 late had that issue, and certainly 2025 and 2026 were characterised by that under Voss. But this season, has really costed us. And maybe if in hindsight, when we look at it at the end of the season, we might have really need them to push for a wildcard round.
Well, let's talk about the next 4.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that second phase. So this is the 4 games under the new coach, Josh Fraser. A great win against finals contender Western Bulldogs.
Yeah.
A solid 34-point win in Adelaide against the Power.
Yes.
That was a pretty good effort. And then I think the highlight of the season, best game of the season, I reckon, which is a 4-point win against Geelong. Top 4 team.
Yeah.
Certain to be playing finals, certain to be in the premiership hunt, and we knocked them off.
Yeah.
We've got a pretty good record against the Cats in recent years, and this was one of our best wins. Certainly our best win of the whole season, and one of our best since 23 was sensational. And if I had to name a single highlight of the season, it would have been Patrick Cripps' mark.
Yeah, and goal.
Goal against the Cats.
Yeah.
As one of the last plays of the game. That was just simply sensational. So that was a real highlight. And then the 4th game, we scraped over the line against a fired-up Essendon. And look, we weren't great, and we probably should have won that game by a bit more. Actually, though, our first half was really poor, and they should have been further ahead.
Yeah.
But all in all, that was 4 wins out of 4 under new coach Josh Fraser. And the thing about it is, if you look at where we sit after 13 rounds, the bad side of the story is that we're 14th out of 18 teams, which is not great.
Yeah.
5 and 8. But with the 10 now, we're only a game in percentage outside the top 10.
Yeah.
So, our fate's still in our own hands.
Which is
we'll come to the run home and a bit of crystal ball gazing late, and I'll talk about some curious elements about those 10 games to come. But that's where we sit right now. So it's a really fascinating point in the season, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's been a very, very intriguing story. Roller coaster, I'd say. A lot of emotions throughout these games. Certainly need to have a defib and compressions after some games. But yeah, we're right in the highs and lows, and that's what makes footy the best, really. And the glory will come one day, and we'll absolutely love it. You watch. I don't know whether it will be this year, but...
If you look at I'm trying to be optimistic here, right? Like I said, 14th, which is not great. But if you look at our form as opposed to all the teams around us, having won 4 straight, right, the last 4, no one around us has anything like the form that we've got.
Yeah.
So Collingwood, which is just above us, have lost 3 of the last 4. And then you've got a couple of teams like North Melbourne and Giants who've split their last 4. St Kilda have won 2 of the last 5. Gold Coast have won just 1 of the last 4. I mean, Gold Coast are actually in threat of missing the finals altogether if they don't get their act together.
Harsh run.
They've got a tough run home,
Yeah.
So the teams above us are not in great form either. So that's just something to keep in mind. And if you look at that last 4 weeks, and it's a big if, but if you can keep the improvement in effort and run, and the defensive pressure, which is clearly lifted, and our overall defence is much sharper than it was. And we'll talk about uncontested positions. I want to talk about that in the sort of what's gone wrong and what's gone right section.
Fair enough, yeah. I will delve into quite a few stats soon as well. I guess that's a little bit of an optimistic outlook for you.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've got 5 and 8's not great. Let's be honest. Like I said, 14th out of 18 teams. But like I said, you've got to look at you're only as good as your last game, and the last month's been a much improved effort.
Yeah, for sure. So, what has gone wrong? We've delved into that, obviously, of the fade outs. What can you sort of pinpoint it to?
There's a couple of specific things. If you look at the team stats across the season, we are lowest in the league in uncontested possessions. And what that means is that we're not running enough. So the work effort across the full season hasn't been hard enough. And we're not getting into space.
Yeah.
We're not running back enough, but we're also not running forward when we've got the ball. And the second thing that happens when you don't have enough uncontested possessions is you don't get good possessions. So your disposal efficiency drops. And if you look at our disposal efficiency, it's the lowest in the league.
Ooh.
Lowest in the league.
66.9.
66.9%.
Yeah.
So how do you win games of football when your disposal efficiency is the lowest in the league?
Yeah.
So that itself says something about what we're not doing enough of. There has been improvement in that in the last 4 weeks.
Yeah.
But the fact that we're still coming last in the league tells you something, right? So we need to run harder, work harder, get into space, and hopefully use the ball more effectively because you get ball in space and you got time to hit up targets, etc.
Yeah.
When we've played well was when we've lowered our eyes and looked inside 50 for a target instead of just a big dump kick or a big...
Yeah.
The second thing that you notice is that our long kicks, we were one of the highest in the league on long kicks, and we've actually changed that in the past 4 weeks. Now, it might sound good. Long kicks might sound really good, right? But it often rebounds.
Yeah.
Right? So that makes a big difference, right? We're looking for our targets more, aren't we? And then when you go inside 50, you look for a target. Or if you don't have a target, you at least kick it into space or something so that their intercept defenders don't just gobble it up.
Yep.
You've got some stats
well
on
said.
that.
So, as we said, we would be comparing this overall average across the whole season to what's happened the last 4 weeks. So, essentially, what's happened here is that our kick long percentage was 9th under Voss, and now it's fallen to 18th under Fraser, which is a stat you want to be last in, right? So we're kicking less length, basically. And also to your uncontested possessions, we are running more because now we're ranking first, whereas under Voss we're ranking 13th. And also our 45-degree kicks as well. We were ranked 15th under Voss, and now we're third. So 45-degree kicks, obviously, a bit more targeted.
That's what we're talking
yeah.
about, right? Instead of kicking long, we're actually looking for people.
Yes. And there'll be some more stats to come soon. What have you got?
Well, a couple of other things. Our 1%ers, in terms of what has gone wrong, is only mediocre. That's despite our game plan being built around pressure on the opponent.
Yeah.
Right? So if your game plan is pressure on the opponent, but you're only middling in terms of your 1%ers, then that's not a recipe for good football, is it? And that's why we're in the third quartile, right? Yeah. So I think there's some things to learn there in terms of the other thing here that I'm a big fan of tackles inside 50 because it shows your forwards are working hard and you're keeping the ball in there and you're giving yourself the best possible chance of scoring. We're third last. We're 16 out of 18th in terms of tackles inside 50. So
yeah, that's disappointing.
So yeah, there's some work to do in a couple of areas there in terms of what's gone wrong. Shall we talk about a few things that have gone right?
Yeah, why not? Let's get some optimism in here.
We are one of the best in contested possessions. So we're in the top 5 in contested possessions. Yeah. Now that's important because it's always been your strength. When it comes to improving your game, you don't collapse your strength. You build off your strength.
Yeah.
So if you can win the footy and you are getting first use of the ball, that's an asset. You just got to work out how to use that well, and how to find players.
Yeah.
So that's the strength. It was part of Voss's game plan, and it's still there.
I think you still need to utilise it, and I think Fraser has.
He's just smartened up, and then part of it is that ball use that we talked about.
Yeah.
So you win the footy, and then you look for your targets. And part of it's composure. I think we lacked composure, particularly in second halves. When our system broke down, we're not getting 4 to 5 goals kicked against us in a row anymore.
No, that's
showing that our system's holding up better than it did before. So anyway, we know how to win the ball and we know how to use it. We have high clearance to score rates. That's important. You've got a stat on it.
Yeah. So we're going at 32% currently, which is ranked first in the AFL this year. It's actually the third highest season ever recorded since Champion data began tracking in 1999. So only 3 teams have done better. 2 teams actually have done better than us across the years. So Hawthorn in 2008 went 32.8%, and Brisbane in 2002 went 32.6%, and they were both eventual premiers. So that's a good premiership sort of attribute to have. So there's a good some optimism there.
Some good signs.
Yep, and there's a bit of optimism perhaps if you look at our last 4 weeks compared to earlier in the season under Voss. So defensive 50 to opposition inside 50 rate was 26% under Voss, which was ranked 16th in the AFL. Now, under Josh Fraser, it's gone to 19%, which is a top 4 AFL ranking. So that's another good sign. Now, here's something. So our speed under Voss has gone down. I'm not sure about that one. But our time has gone down from 86 to 65. This is according to a Fox Sports sort of measure. Distance of kicks has gone 103 to 86. So that means we're taking less distance with our disposals, which is a good sign. You don't want to be kicking long. That kicking long percentage, as we said earlier. And also aggression has improved too. So some areas of
Talk about
improvement.
that, Colton, the defensive improvement.
Yes, so
Enormous.
points against. Oh, hang on, no, this one. We talked about defensive 50 opposition inside 50 rate. Points against has improved, so this is measuring from round 10 to 12 under Fraser. So from round 0 to 9, we were 101.3 average points. Now we've gone to 68. That's a very big improvement. Also, average effective kicks, we're third in the league compared to 15th on DeVos. We talked about uncontested marks being at first.
Let's just go to a couple of these. This is 4 really important.
Yeah.
The last one's win-loss, but you're talking about points against 101 to 68. That's like a 30% increase. And then you have efficient kicks from 15th in the league to 3rd. You're not talking about 15th to 12th.
Yeah.
Right, 15th to 3rd in the league.
Sizable.
One of the worst in terms of our kicking to one of our best in kicking efficiency. Uncontested marks, first in the league. Suddenly, running to space and using the ball really well. You know?
I think there's also a mental element to it. So the fact that we've been less under pressure due to expectations on trying to save the coach's job and perhaps late game scenarios where we've been conceding lots and lots of goals. I think we've been less rushed under pressure. The psychological fragility hasn't quite occurred as much. I think you can see a bit more composure if you've been watching the last few matches. So that's been an improvement there too. So what do you reckon about that?
Oh, no doubt. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's and it's about structure helps you get contested marks because you find space.
Yeah.
And you're running well. Your running patterns improve. So we talked about a range of things that have started to go right, but I want to talk about something that I think is really important for our future. And this is not just about the Voss versus Fraser thing. We had 4 draft picks, didn't we, in the end of 2025.
Yeah.
Harry Dean, Ison and Byrne have all played.
Wow. Yeah.
We had also the big 3 from before that missed the whole season and Jagger Smith, right? So let's throw him in the mix because he only started playing league football this year. All 4 of those players have been outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking about Ison and Byrne have still got some way to go in their journey, but for them to be playing, having been drafted fairly late and been playing that much AFL football and showing the positive signs that they have.
Yeah.
Like Byrne, we want him to hit the scoreboard more over time, but his work off the ball, his defensive pressure and his tackling, etc., has been amazing.
Yeah.
Been fantastic. Jack Ison's shown a lot of talent. Again, he'll get a bit more consistent with that and probably win a bit more ball, but they're both showing a lot of potential. And as for Jagger Smith and Harry Dean, well, we'll come back to them. They're 2 of the most impressive guys at the club already.
Yeah. Can we give 2 rising stars to them?
So you talking about not going straight to just the other thing about youth injection.
Mm-hmm.
How's this? Flynn Young, Billy Wilson, Matt Carroll, Cooper Lord and Lockie Cowan, all young players playing well and improving.
Yeah.
And Matt Carroll would have been our most improved player, even under Voss, until he got injured, unfortunately. So we won't see him again.
Might be looking like Wilson maybe now.
Yeah. Well,
Cowan.
Well, Cowan we knew already could play, and he's been good. But Billy Wilson's coming along really, really well.
Yeah.
So, he's right up there. But you're talking about a group of 7 or 8 players. Not all of them are going to be superstars, but they're all in our best 22 at the moment.
Mm.
So that's a good sign. That's a very good sign. You're talking about what else has gone well. Generally, I think our main recruits have gone pretty well.
Yeah.
This is pretty important too. So we might go into a bit more depth with some of these players, but Hayward, Ainsworth and Floret, that's probably the big 3 that we're looking to see how they went at the start of the season. They've all been pretty damn good, haven't they?
Yeah.
You know?
I'll go into these stats because I recently did a post on it. If you haven't seen it, check it out on Carlton Flaggers. But we'll relay it here and expand on it a bit more. So about Ollie Florent. So we'll be analysing with these 3 players 2025 stats versus 2026 stats. So in disposals, he has gone from 15.2 as an average to 21.9 Ollie front, so plus 6.7 disposal change there. So he's getting a lot more hands on the footy. Marks also plus 1.1 from 4.1 to 5.2. Disposal efficiency has also increased from 72% to 78%. Kicking efficiency. So this is someone that does get a bit criticised for some of his turnovers, but his kicking efficiency has improved from last year still, from 66.9% to 74.5%. So that's a plus 7.6% change. Rebound 50s, so that's something very important to a rebounder defender. He's gone from 1.5 to 4.8 rebound 50s, so plus 3.3 average there. Intercepts also increased from 3.4 to 5.4. Ground balls from 2.7 to 5. And score involvements from 3 to 4.2.
So in other words, the short part of that is the guy has come along enormously from his last season at Sydney to here.
Yeah, and he was really struggling in Sydney. I think he found his way out of the side because of, understandably, those types of numbers with his disposal efficiency.
I think of our recruits, he's been the most consistent.
Yeah.
He was playing well even when we weren't a great team. And so he's been pretty consistent across the board. And he's launched a lot of attacks for us.
Yeah, I think he's also shows a bit of dare when executing kicks through the middle too. So that's been a positive sign. So this is Will Hayward. We're now going to his disposals have gone from 11.3 to 16. So that's plus 4.7. Very good.
That's a big increase in percentage, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
That's an extra 25%.
Marks 3.2 to 5.7, so he's also running more probably too. Inside 50s 1.5 to 3.2. Score involvements from 4.1 to 5.3. And goals is a bit hard to talk about now, but he only had 29 goals from 21 games in 2025. He's got 12 from 12 in 2026. What we've been seeing from Hayward is that he's been given a much more wing role. Now he's been moving from forward into the middle a bit more, so he's been gathering a bit more disposals and having more impact.
Hayward was someone, he was the guy we expected the most out of, actually, because Colton really wanted him. Colton wanted him as part of the package for Curnow. There was a sticking point whilst Sydney went and spoke to him to see if we could get him. You remember all of this?
Yes.
So he was supposed to be the best of the three, really, I think. And he started slowly, actually, and I think he had a particularly poor game against North Melbourne. But his last few games have been really good.
Yeah.
Really good. Outstanding, in fact. I think he's been in some of our best players.
He's had something like 10 goals in the last 4 games.
Yeah, he has really come on, and we're starting to see the Will Hayward that really excited Colton.
Yeah.
And that's fantastic. If he continues that form in the remaining 10 games, that's going to be very material to our success.
Yeah.
Because he's that good. If he's playing his best. And it's not just that he kicks goals. He's only got the 12 goals. But, gee, what 12 goals they've been at times.
Yeah, they
big goals from 50 metres and just launched.
Unreal passion with his celebrations too.
I kicked a goal late against the Bombers that was also a really handy goal,
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Ben Ainsworth now, another person that has improved 13.4 disposals to 17.5, so that's plus 4.1. Sizable difference there. Marks 3.5 to 4.7. Inside 50s 2.9 to 3.1. 5.5 score involvements is the same as this year, so even there. He had 23 goals from 24 games in 2025, and he's had 13 goals from 13 games.
Yeah, so I look at that. They haven't tended to increase the overall number of goals, but their overall impact around the game. You've got to remember Ainsworth too. Ainsworth has played in the centre in recent weeks. And that will increase some of his output there. But for him, it's not just output, not just straight disposals. He's an impact player. So he comes in there and he gets clearances. He delivers the ball well. He has an impact. And his energy, crucial times this season has been really remarkable, I think. So, no, really liked his season.
Similar type of celebrations to what we were getting with Matt Owies
Yeah.
back in the day. And he's also not afraid to get into a bit of a scruffle with some opposition players too, which I think we've actually lacked. And you don't have many people that stand up for each other. Maybe last year and during that, that little period where we were getting smashed a bit.
He plays the game with passion and energy, and I think every team needs a few of those.
Yeah.
You definitely need them, and I think it's been great. So look, it's worth mentioning. Not every recruit has been a roaring success. I think Liam Reedy's got to struggle. Chester's running around the Magoos at the moment. Chester has time on his side. At least he's quite a young player. We'll see about Reedy. I'm not sure whether he'll stay on the list or not. But not every player is going to be successful when they come.
Yeah. But the problem with Reedy, I think they've also shown that maybe they don't exactly trust his output because they've gone and recruited another ruckman.
Well, the fact that they've gone and got Flynn Riley.
Yeah.
I think Flynn Riley perhaps might already be a second in terms of their thinking. And that's important because Pitnet's getting on a bit.
And he's been struggling too recently.
Yeah, Bittner was really good early in the season. I just think he's faded a little bit. The break probably came at a good time for him. He might need a rest at some stage.
Yeah. Another thing with Pitto I've noticed is he tends to, this new ruck rule, if you cross over the line of the centre bounce, free kick goes to the other team. It happens about once or twice
It's been
a week.
happening repeatedly for him.
Which is a bit costly because it gives up a certain inside 50. So you never know how those turn out, and the defence has to be on song. So, I haven't been exactly pleased with Pitto's output in the last few weeks. Maybe that could be attributed to his hand injury that he had earlier in the season.
Yeah. Oh, he's grimacing a couple of times
Yeah.
when he was on the bench and whatever. That's not a good sign. So, let's have a look overall at some of the players that particularly impressed us. We've talked about quite a few of them there, actually. Just to want to mention a couple of players. How good have Jagger Smith and Harry Dean been in their first year of AFL football? Just
Unreal.
outstanding.
Yeah.
So much so that we have two of the leading contenders for the Rising Star Award. And that's pretty amazing. A long time since you could say that.
Yeah.
So, look, that's exciting. Each in their own way. So, Jagger Smith came with, obviously, both of them came with really high expectations, being very high draft picks. Jagger missed an entire season with an ACL, and sometimes it's hard coming back from that. But almost from even the preseason, but certainly in week 1 and 2 and 3, he hit the ground running, didn't he? He landed in his first couple of games ever of AFL football as one of our best midfielders.
Yeah.
He's that good.
He had a great 30 disposal game.
I think Voss tried to keep him out of the centre a little bit, just to try and protect him and to not overdo it. Fraser's thrown him back into the mix more.
Yeah.
And his numbers have gone up accordingly. So, look, I think for someone like Jagger, I think he likes being in the mix, actually.
Yeah, there was one game he had a mammoth 15 score involvements.
Yes, that was right. That was just extraordinary.
Port Adelaide, I think.
For a first-year player, he would be miles ahead of anyone else on the coaches' votes who are first-year players.
Yeah.
So he's got to be in contention. Harry Dean, in some ways, his performance is even more remarkable because he's a key position player.
Yeah.
And everyone knows key position players take a lot more time. They generally develop more slowly, and your best key position players are, in the late 20s often.
Yeah.
So him to be playing at his level as a teenager, is just astonishing.
Yeah. So he's taken on tasks such as Georgiades.
Nate Caddy.
Yeah. Norton at times, I think, as well.
Yeah, he's played on some really good players and held his head high. He hates getting beaten in a contest.
Yeah. He said it himself, and you can see it yourself.
Yeah. Oh, that's one thing I love about him, actually.
Yeah.
So, he's been outstanding. Look, there's a couple of other players that are worth mentioning. I think Matty Carroll, like I said, I've mentioned him. Like the way Pitnet started this season, first 3 or 4 games was really good. Nod to those first games of Ison and Byrne, and we mentioned Billy Wilson has also been good.
Yeah.
I thought Lockie Cowan's probably improved. Again, he started the season a bit slowly, but he's he worked his way into it now. He's been really solid actually.
Newman, consistent force.
Newman's really consistent. You know what you're going to get with Newman.
Yeah.
Don't you? You know what to expect. He's been really consistent. Look, two guys going up forward, they were a little bit cynical about how they'd go. I wasn't entirely sure, and that's Kemp and McGovern.
Yeah.
Look, they haven't been in every game, but they've shown enough, I think, and they've given us a focal point in the absence of Curnow. I don't want us bombing all the time to the same key forwards. So as long as they're also doing all the other work off the ball, and that fantastic spoil that McGovern made led to a goal was a good example. So if they're putting the effort in off the ball, then I'm also happy and helping other teammates score.
Yeah, and perhaps maybe it kind of forced a change when we had to let go Curnow. It means we had to lower our eyes, especially when Mackay's been out too. So they've had to improve in that facet, and I'm sure they probably have improved in our sort of efficiency since last year. Don't have a specific stat on that, but it feels like it. Most times certainly.
So there's a lot to like there that I think a lot to be happy about.
So we need to raise a question. Oh, one more player I think we should talk about, maybe Patrick Cripps.
Oh, Cripps.
I didn't have the best game against Essendon, but the previous weeks before that were unreal. After constant criticism and trade talk, it was really good to see him absolutely snuff out that type of rhetoric and really build into the season well.
Yeah, Cripps is a great player, an absolute champion player, and you don't write off champions too quickly, and a lot of pundits were writing him off.
Yeah.
And obviously I don't think they watch Cripps play enough football, because the determination that guy has, he's not finished yet.
Not
he's
at all.
determined. He's determined to have more of an impact and to will us on, and he's been sensational. The month before Essendon, that game against Brisbane, 3 games under Fraser, he was sensational. So he's had a very solid time. Look, and even when he's had games he hasn't been so good, he's usually pretty good. He's just not the level that people expect him to be at.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. When you won 2 Brownlow medals and you're captain of the team and you're one of the best players of your generation, people expect that week in, week out. And it can be hard to deliver that when your overall team isn't playing well. And look, that example of that mark against Geelong just shows that how determined he is.
Yeah.
Oh, so gutsy.
Yeah. I think by seeing his passion and his drive, it's pretty clear on where he wants to be at the moment. Now we go on to a bit of a question, and it could be a bit early to talk about, but I think it's also a good little discussion point. And it's, what is our list better than it was last year?
Well, I answer this question not in a straightforward way, a bit yes and no, right? So, of course, we lost quality players in Curnow, Silvani and TDK. So, in one sense, we haven't replaced that quality right now. Notwithstanding the players that we did, we brought in Hayward, Florent and Ainsworth, good role players. And also they've helped us play differently. For me, I think that's important, because we needed a style to play. We just tend to kick it long to 2 big forwards, and hopefully someone else can crumb it. We needed to actually lower the eyes and be more disciplined in our forward movement. So I think that was good. But I think the most exciting thing is actually we drafted well, and brought in some genuine talent to work with. We've got some handy draft picks sitting up our sleeve as well, and hopefully Cody Walker coming in next year. So, you add all those things up, actually our trajectory is looking pretty good on the whole. I'm not one of those people that believe we should be rebuilding completely. I think you can overhaul your list as you go along.
Yeah.
Last thing Carlton fans want is yet another rebuild, right? So I think that we've got some tools there for the future. So if you went talent on talent, late last year to early this year, yes, probably those 3 departures have hurt us a bit and we've set us back a bit. But actually, we've managed to put together some players and some draft picks that bode well.
Yeah.
because you do need to revitalise your list.
I think it would be encouraging for future coaches to have a look and see, there's enough to work with here, and we don't need to completely go into a rebuild. So we want the coaches to come to us wanting to coach us, not we try and chase them with big money or so.
If you're one of those emerging coaches, and there's lots of names mentioned as
Including Fraser himself,
next generation coaches, why wouldn't you have a crack at the Blues? Right?
I know who I'd pick out of this. Certainly not the team that's asking for draft help.
Well, there's 3 coaching positions open. It's
Yeah.
Carlton, Essendon and Tasmania. And I tell you who I'd be going for. I'd be going for the Blues. I think we're well ahead in terms of list than the Bombers. And look, the Tassie's a really unique opportunity for the right person. But look, you go there, you're actually building over a 4, 5, 6 year period, at least probably before you're probably playing finals. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
Right? You hope. I'm hoping we're back in finals. We could play finals this season, potentially.
It'd be good for the young kids to get some
You know?
finals experience, wouldn't it?
Yes.
And now we've raised this quite a few times. What do you have to say about the rhetoric about tanking?
I think it's rubbish. I
Yeah.
think you shouldn't tank. I think it's demoralising for your list and your players. It's a really unhealthy strategy. There's been lots of examples of teams that have, whether they tanked or not, but been down the bottom for season after season. And what happens is the players don't know how to win. And winning form is good form. It also brings other players to the club. Why would you want to come and play for Carlton if they're losing games, right? So I just think that's a complete waste. The top teams in the AFL, they rebuilt while they were still playing good football. So I just think it's the stuff that you have to finish at the bottom of the ladder. I think it's rubbish.
Yeah.
How many years at West Coast been at the bottom of the ladder? Okay,
Yeah,
finally
hasn't done well,
got some good players, but Jesus, it's taken a long time.
Yeah.
You know,
North.
North, how many years have
Yeah.
North been? So it's just not. Look, and sure, Richmond traded some stars for draft picks. That's not the same as tanking. Playing your kids is not the same as tanking. Tanking is not trying 100% to win.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's for coaching and other things. So I've got no problem with playing some of our younger players, but you're playing them to win. You're training them to win. You want them getting used to winning. So all of those things. Every time you win a close match, I think it gives you energy and confidence going forward. We've won a few close matches over the last month, and I think that's a good thing.
That could help with the mental fragility problem
It does.
too.
It does.
That's something that needs to be completely wiped out from this list.
Yeah. So I think it's a really poor option. Look, if we were to play if we were to make top 10 and play finals, that's a great experience for young players.
Yeah. And a lot of people are doubting our ability to get Cody Walker in the upcoming draft due to those points and whatever. I think it's quite well possible too. I think still.
I think it's still possible with the number of high draft picks that we have.
Yeah.
You just have to give up a bit more if your top pick's not as high.
Yeah.
And you don't know a lot of things you don't know. Like Cody Walker got an injury this weekend playing in the under-18s. These things can happen, right? Which might mean his draft value slips. You just don't know. These things are just impossible to predict. What if you went off tanking and only to find the player you were going for had slipped in estimations?
Yeah.
How stupid will that look? Like it's just crazy.
I don't normally feel bad for Collingwood, but I am at the moment because of the media rhetoric about it, because it's the same stuff we have suffered earlier in the season. Now they're talking about trying to get Collingwood to tank as well.
It's
pathetic.
people, it's commentators looking for something to talk about.
Yeah.
Right.
They always pick on these big free clubs.
I've got no problem with Collingwood playing some younger players. But, I mean, Collingwood have had a recent premiership. They've got a great coach. They're well organised set up. And those older players like Pendlebury and Sidebottom, or whatever, they've been excellent servants of the club. A lot of other clubs, like, would you rather be Collingwood or North Melbourne?
Yeah.
I think you can rebuild while you're still winning games.
Yep, for sure. So, tanking involves our next sort of part if you wanted to look at that. But what do we kind of expect for the remainder of the
Well,
season?
well, I think we've got a really interesting scenario in the remainder of the season, right? So if you actually look at, we've got 5 wins at the moment, right? 5 wins and 8 losses. There's 10 matches to go. But if you look at who we're playing, all 4 of the people in the wild card positions, 7, 8, 9 and 10, as well as 11, we're playing. So 5 of those 10 are in fact, if you add Collingwood, right, 6 of those 10 matches are in teams immediately above us on the ladder. 6 of those 10.
Yeah.
Now, we've got another 2, West Coast and Richmond, who are below us. Now, we should win West Coast and Richmond. Here's what I think. We should automatically beat West Coast and Richmond if we play well.
Yep.
That's 2 automatic wins. We'll probably struggle against Hawthorn and Fremantle, who are top 4.
Yeah.
Okay? Probably hard to win.
Yes.
Okay? So that's 2 wins, 2 losses, right? And then there's the other ones are genuinely up for grabs,
Yeah.
right? There's your season. Can you win enough of those in between games? Brisbane, Dogs, Gold Coast, St Kilda and Giants and Collingwood. There's your 6 matches right there.
Yeah.
Right?
It's right in
All
front
above
of you.
us
Yeah.
on the ladder. Not by much though, just above us on the ladder. If we win, we'll deserve to make it. If we don't win, we won't deserve to make it.
Exactly.
It's firmly in our hands.
Yeah.
We're playing against our peers. Really,
Yes.
in the remaining 10 games. If you look on form, just on the last 5 games, our form is as good as any of those teams.
Yes, we did. We just spoke about this earlier, but
Yep. It's just
let's
reiterating that.
Yeah, reiterate that.
Just reiterating that. Collingwood, Giants, St Kilda, Suns, Dogs and Lions, none of them have the form that we have in the last 5 rounds. Dogs do have 3 out of 5. But one of the losses was against us.
Yep.
So, you know...
We got them a second time.
I'm not saying any of those teams are easy, right?
No.
And it would still take a really impressive effort to win 7 of the remaining 10 games after being 5 and 8, right? But all I'm saying is possible.
Yes.
It's possible if we're good enough.
Exactly. What great analysis that is. Yeah, so it's going to be a roller coaster again in the next mid season. But we're here for it. We're going to enjoy what we can. And also, I think we shouldn't take any teams with complacency as well.
Yeah,
such
like I
as
said,
Richmond.
I know
Which
West
we-
Coast to Richmond are below us on the ladder. But this season's so even, as Essendon has shown us just the past week, you've got to play your best to beat them.
Yeah. So we took them lightly last week, so we can't afford to do that again. So there's a bunch of hypotheticals that we've gone through, a bunch of analysis, and we're very keen to keep going this season and hope for the best.
Just give it your best shot.
Yeah.
You never know. When you're winning games, anyone's beatable. When you're losing games, it's a bit of a horror show.
Yeah. So there you go. That's our season, mid-season review complete. Make sure you like and subscribe. No predictions, but we will be doing a preview pod later this week. So make sure you also follow us on Instagram and Carlton Flaggers, my account on Instagram too. We want to build a great community. So let us know your thoughts as well in the comments. Thank you for joining us. Up the Baggers.
Calm the Blues.